Still setting up here. Just hang in there. Hey, Russell, how you doing? Yeah, been a hell of a day. Hell of a day. I did a lot of chores and stuff, and I mowed the lawn, and then I went to go get more gas containers with gas, so I have it in the garage, so I don't have to worry about gas for the lawnmowers and etc. And on the way up there, I see out in the middle of a 5-lane road a raccoon laying in the middle of the road dead.
Okay,
So I went up and moved him.
may I use the truck?
Sure.
Thank you.
I moved him. I came back home and got a bag, put him in a bag, and I took him over and put him in the Garfield school dumpster. Boy, he was stinking. I'll tell you what, there was nothing but flies all over him. Because when he got hit, his stomach was out on the ground and everything, and it was a mess. But I just, any kind of a creature like that. Uh, so how did it go today, Dominic? Yeah, Russell. I mean, he stunk. I had to come home and I had to. It was like getting ready for an operation. I was scrubbing my hands and whoa. But the poor little bugger, and he was big. He was about this big around, and he was splatted pretty good, and his entrails were out on the pavement, and his stomach was out on the pavement, and not good. I just felt sorry for him. So after I saw him, I first pulled over in the center lane, my four ways on, and I grabbed him by the tail and sat him off of the curb on the side. So then I came home and got a plastic bag and went back, put him in the plastic bag, and then took him over to the commercial dumpster at the school. It was just behind me. So that was my excitement for the evening. I did do a ship earlier, but you folks probably know about that. So it's kind of a nice sunny day here. Not really warm. It's only 63 degrees, but that's okay. Mia likes it a little chilly. Well, I came home from Mia always meets me at the back door when I'm just gone for a short period. And immediately, boy, she started sniffing my hands because she knew I'd touched that beaver. Oh man. So hey Mark, how you doing?
Hi, Paul. Fine, thank you. You
Yeah, it's been kind
had
of
a
a
good,
crazy
good day?
afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Who else is here? Dominic, Russell, Sunstar.
Sunstar said that Meerkat mullet, Mirror Can mullet dunked his Air 2S in Baltimore. That must be over there where the bridge is. Probably was flying that the bridge that went down in Baltimore Harbor.
Micro Cam Mullet. Weird name. Hmm.
Yeah, so other than that, we'll have to see how it goes because I know a lot of people, especially this being the first day of a long holiday weekend here in the United States, I would imagine a lot of people aren't doing something. Either getting ready to go or going somewhere or have a party or whatever.
Mm. Dominic, hope the operation went well.
Yeah, I do too.
And that you're not going to be there for too long.
Roger, John Cable and received, and you copy. Yeah, we got a good copy on that, thank you. Roger, sir, just to confirm, you're still going to be stopping at Marine City? Negative, we're gonna be going all the way down to, Detroit to the SRM dock, to begin with. Then, be unloading and then coming up the river to Marine City. Roger, John Cable and received, thank you.
Well, I know Justin was on playing games this
Oh, I'm
afternoon.
sure. He's turned into quite the gamer. And he and Tim are gaming all the time. I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's become obsessive.
Oh, that's good. If they're
Yeah, it
He's
gives
gonna
me
be out.
something to look forward to, you know?
Yeah, it's taking him back to his childhood. I never was into computer games even when I was a kid, really. As far as I was concerned, computers were for doing other types of things with, like spreadsheets, databases, programs that help with the amateur radio stuff, like controlling the aerials and using it to send data signals across the radios with. And for messing about and building and trying new things out with it. But games weren't really a part of what I was brought up to use computers for, I suppose.
The operation went well. Dominic says should be out of here in the next few hours. Oh, they're gonna release him.
Yeah, that's good. That.
Good for you, Dominic.
Mhm.
The I know Friday evening used to be Matt used to be always be on, and then Justin's kind of picked up on that. So I don't know if he's doing that tonight or not.
Oh, that's not until quite a bit later. Another
It's usually
nearly 3 hours. Nearly
7
3
o'clock,
hours
8
before
o'clock.
he
Yeah.
goes on. Yeah. And I guess if it's a nice day, Joe's been out flying.
Good for him. Need to get out and fly, that's for sure.
I've spent about 2.5 hours connected me new remote to my Mini 3 Pro and then spent all the rest of the time doing updates on the aircraft firmware and the Fly Safe and the Fly app.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's been sat doing nothing for the past couple of weeks while it won't be while it wasn't charging up. So and
Well,
it's
you know that
the new remote. The new remote's obviously got to catch up with everything because they won't have updated it there.
well that reminds me of poor Laura. Every time she charges up her batteries, the weather turns bad.
Yeah. Hi, Andrew. And then when I finished doing it all with the Mini 3 Pro, then I've got to bind me Air2S to it as well and then go through the same thing with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think Marcus Crawford must really think that the Air 3 is worth it because he's sold his Air2S now, which is something that he used to say that he would never get rid of.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, it stopped raining, Andrew. Don't mean to say it ain't going to start again, but we've had a clear afternoon after like 2 days of solid rain. Well, that's here where Laura and David live, the weather might have been different. They're about 200 miles away from me. I'm going to say David will be busy with the kids, but it should be their bedtime by now.
I don't know.
Well, they're only like, well, I don't know how old they are. How old are they? They're not teenagers yet, I don't think, are they? Still only around
The
10
one
or
is,
12 or something like that.
yeah, Amber is, I think.
Yeah, but they haven't got Amber. They've just got the two youngest at the moment.
Yeah, but they get one of the older ones next week, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think they got four of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The two younger ones, and
I'm
then
not sure whether Amber. I mean, who are the younger ones? There's can't even remember what the lad's called now. Or the girl. Like, Amber's only about 11 or 12, and Hannah is 16.
16, isn't she?
Hannah, yeah. Matthew, that's the young lad, isn't it? I think. Is it Matthew and Rebecca?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they're both still in junior school, so under 11. I think they are.
Big Island Duffer. Yeah, 26 minutes to Tucker.
Oh, Joe's in the chat. He's trying to get on, but
Having his Apple issues, yeah.
his computer's having a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna's 16 going on 30. Yeah.
Yep. That's the one.
And I think Amber's about 12 going on 50. Right. So infants is under 7. And juniors is under 11.
That Laura says one is in infants, one is in juniors.
Yeah.
So David taking good care of the kids there, Laura? I know he looks forward to them being there. Talk about them kids.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll have to set all my expo and speed settings. So yeah, that's what I said. Infants is under 7 and juniors is 8 to 11. In fact, infants might be under 6 or 6 and under,
Uh,
and juniors 7 to 11. I also think you're starting reception at 4. Didn't have reception when I went to school. You just didn't start until you were 5. Hi, Warren.
okay, Laura.
Mm.
Andrew. The yeah, Mia's outside enjoying the weather. I worry about her though, because she likes to lay down in the dirt. You know, them little critters.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Precious has just had a wander around the garden, barking at everything, even though it's pitch black.
Now Mia's out cruising around.
Yeah, no, she's back on the sofa now, sleeping again. She already ate her tea 3 hours ago, then sat there and watched me eat my tea till I gave her some.
Really?
Yeah. Fish chips, mushy peas, and English curry again. It's Friday. You got to have fish on Friday sometimes, haven't you?
Well, sometimes.
Hi, Dusty.
Justin's still playing?
I don't know. Uh, no, Joe put a shot up 17 minutes ago.
But
Hey,
There's
Justin.
Justin. He's finished.
I was on Tim's, but I had to jump off because the kids were fighting and then pissing me off.
What were the kids fighting for?
I don't fucking know because they're fucking kids.
Yeah, that's about the right answer.
Everything annoys each other.
Mm. Well, Laura's got the two youngest now. Tim is addicted to Fortnite.
He likes Fortnite, doesn't he?
Mind you, I guess it's no bad thing if it means he's drinking less.
Here's what I'm talking about. Mia like hanging underneath the trees. And if you notice, there isn't a lot of grass there. It's just dirt.
Probably cool. Is it warm out today?
It's only 61 degrees. But she's always panting. She's always hot.
It was only 13 here, whatever the hell that is.
13 is um, 20, 32, 33 plus 33.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my heating's been on a little bit today because my thermostat's set for 21. So it's warmed the house up a little bit.
What's up, Dominic? Hope you're feeling better. Sunstar, Andrew,
Well,
Joe,
Dominic was in here and he said that
Laura,
they're going to let him
Akalasha.
out in a few hours.
Mm.
Going home. He was happy about that.
Yeah, well, it's what, 31. It's only 5:30 in the morning there, is it, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
22 and 9 is 31. So that's now 7:30 in the morning. So they kept him in overnight.
I'll just message you back, Laura.
Yeah, Laura's spelling Fortnite the way we spell it.
Well, that's the way we would spell it too, but that's not how they spell it in the game.
That's not the game, no. Yeah, I use Frontline on mine. Frontline spot on ultra.
What do you hear from Matt? Anything, Justin?
Nah, I didn't talk to Matt. He was on Lures, I guess, this morning. I missed that though.
I got 6 pipettes for the dog and 6 pipettes for the cat, and it cost me £90.
Yeah, he had oh, what the hell is it? Gallbladder surgery.
Yeah, he's had his gallbladder taken out.
Yep, and he was in here in the chat earlier. He said it's just real noisy there in the hospital, so he can't come on live.
Mm. Why it's noisy at 7:30 in the morning, I'm not quite sure, but never mind. I suppose they're busy giving breakfast.
Well, they get busy in the morning, you know,
Yeah, they wake you up about 6:30.
Yep, they're getting a lot of people's
Well,
medication and
it could be that he's not in a private room. It could be he's in one of those rooms where they just have curtains between a bunch of rooms,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so you can kind of hear everything. Some hospitals do that where they have those like kind of temporary rooms where there's just curtains.
Well, our wards have like 6 to 8 beds in them, and they just have curtains that you can draw around
Yeah,
each
between them.
bed
Yeah,
for when the doctor
that's
comes to examine people. Otherwise, it's just open.
the way they do it here too. Usually it's 2 beds per room. But some hospitals will have like big kind of bed waiting areas where they'll have a bunch of patients, and there might be 20 or 30 beds in an area, but they're all just separated by sheet or
How
curtains.
many? I think there was 8 beds in the ward my mum was in the other week. When I was in there was 6 beds in because they'd actually taken some out to make the beds further apart because of COVID.
It's now 4 in an award.
David, how are things going with the kiddies?
Hey, how things are going? There you go, mate. I'm off.
Good. I know that you were all excited to have those kids there, and I told Laura, thanks for doing that.
Paul,
Those kids should be in bed now.
you are now babysitting. I'm going.
No, you're not.
You look after these kids. I'll be back later.
Going out for milk and not coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks. Would you believe it? They were all out of milk. I had to go all the way to the US.
Yeah, we can still get milk at this time of night. It is 10:30.
Hello, Paul. I'm supposed to go for a longer walk if you keep telling them I can get milk at this time. Yeah, not staying on for long because Matthew's sleeping in the living room.
Is that where you are?
That's where my computer is.
Oh,
Well, you've got a laptop now. Won't take it in the bathroom or the kitchen.
I haven't got a laptop because Matthew's going to be using it. £20 bargain. Confiscated. That's how it works. Yeah, I'm not staying on for long because I'm going to try and get him to go to sleep. Then I
what
can go
time
to
is
bed.
it there, David?
That's one good thing, Paul. I will have a couple of early nights now.
Yeah, because kids tend to not know that you're supposed to lie in the morning when you don't have anything to do.
Exactly.
What time is it there, David?
It is 10:35.
10.
Yeah, you try to get them up for school and they don't want to get up at 7 o'clock in the
That's it.
morning, but then on the weekends they're wide awake at 7.
Yeah. Get up at 7 o'clock. No. Weekends, 5 o'clock. Yeah, we'll get up now. Guys.
Best thing is when they start becoming teenagers, they just want to sleep all day.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
My 2 oldest during the summertime, they'll stay up. Aubrey stays pretty consistent. She'll usually be knocked out by like 10 o'clock. The other 2, they'll stay up till 2 or 3 and then they'll sleep all day. I don't have to fucking didn't listen to them.
Yeah, sounds a bit like me, doesn't it? Not go to bed till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then stay in bed till 12:30, 1 o'clock. Get up, feed the animals, have something to eat, and then go straight onto Paul's stream.
Sounds like a plan.
See, Joe's having trouble with his computer, Justin.
Should have bought Windows. And then I could sit here and say, should have bought an Apple.
He actually has a Windows computer, but he uses the Mac to do the streaming on.
Yep.
He's got 2 computers at his desk.
My iPhone's not having any problems. I wish they'd hurry up and put that new film on my streaming thing so I can watch it. I want to watch that new one, House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
Mm. Every now and again, I go into the movies section of it, click on all, and it shows every single film they've got on it, and just type Dragon into the search engine, and I get Dragon Heart 1, 2, and 3. Enter the Dragon about 6 times. A few other anime and style ones. On the two dragons, which was the 2 dragons something similar to Silence of the Lambs?
Oh.
No idea.
It came out about the same time as Kill Bill 2.
Doing video game driver.
Right back, gonna check on Mia.
All right.
Uh-huh.
What?
I've been having to watch videos on how to set up the Mini 3 Pro again so that I can see, because it's been that long since I did all my settings. I've forgotten what or how much the different Expo and thingy settings work, so that I can set this new controller up the way I had my old one. They should do a WhatsApp, a thing like they have in the FPV, where they can save all of the settings into a profile.
Chrome isn't signing in. Well, no, Joe. I just looked on downdetector.com and it's not showing any issues with Chrome at the moment, so.
Chrome is Laura had issues with Chrome yesterday.
What's easy, Joe? Don't use
It's
Chrome.
to do with the update.
I just moved all my stuff from.
Yeah, I've done my cinematic ones.
How do you want to turn that down?
Set, set everything down to the bottom end so that it only fly maximum speed it flies at is like walking pace, 3 miles an hour. And yours slowly. I just got to try and remember what the hell I did for normal and sport. Well, sport was maximum speed, obviously, but it does about, I think it's 35 miles an hour in sport, something like that. Hi, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too bad. At least you get breakfast, Dominic, before you go.
Well, they kept him in.
Hey?
Did they keep him in?
No. No. Well, they kept him in. They're going to let him out in about 3 hours, he says.
Yeah, I heard that before. Lame bastards.
We're looking at.
Got my flag up.
Need to find my flagpole. I got a 25-footer somewhere.
They go in from the front. I'd have thought they went in from the back, not the front. He's got 4 holes in his stomach where they went in to do it. Hi, Jody. Brian Wayport was saying he had 4 in his. I think it was Brian. It might have been. Oh no, sorry, Warren. Oh, he's already had breakfast. Well, they're throwing you out before lunchtime, so you might not get lunch.
Always puzzled me why over here they go, we're going to release you at 11 o'clock, and then they come round with a menu and go, don't forget to pick your lunch.
For tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, they did that when I was in the hospital too, but they said it was just in case I had to stay again.
Yeah,
But
they
they
told
said
me.
if I had ended up
Well-
leaving, they'd just cancel it.
Yeah, well, they told me that the
Well, they
reason to do it is that so the next patient that comes in has
Yeah,
a lunch.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
They didn't
However,
cancel it, but there's food arriving for them.
Yeah.
Although if they're vegetarian and you've ordered meat, tough.
yeah, well, that was the problem. When I told her I
Gotta-
was ordering the vegetarian option, she said, well, that's just the way it is. And then I looked at her, I was like, nah, you're not letting me out, are you? And true to their word, they didn't.
Got it working, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, I had everything working, but Chrome wasn't working.
Yeah, Laura had that yesterday. She had to go into
Stop
Taskmaster. to close
using
everything down.
Chrome.
I can't use Safari on this one because it's an older computer and it won't work. Safari won't work with Zoom
All
on
right.
this one for some reason.
I don't know. My Mac is a 2007, I think. But I've
Jesus
never
Christ,
tried.
that's old.
I've never tried using Zoom on it.
Yeah,
Oh.
whenever I try to log in on Paul with the Safari, it tells me,
You're not-
it tells me something like, it won't work. It says not compatible.
My MacBook Pro's about 2016, but my Mac is older.
2007, it
Dominic
might not
says he
even
took the
work
menu, went
anymore.
to the supermarket.
Oh, of course, it still works. It updates it. Apple still update the operating system, even on
Yeah,
2007 models.
Well, it must be doing it
So-
there because it'll tell
Although
me
the
I have an
processors-
update. And
the
then
processor's
it'll tell me
probably
you can't
slower.
produce an update, can't do it.
Yeah. The processor's probably slow, but all the software's up to date.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm about to take the one out the closet that's sitting over there on the floor. And I got one of a storage closet, and it's in the thing sitting there. And that's an older model, but it's faster. About to put that one up. But what happened is my main board went out. So I have to reboot. I have to boot off of a secondary drive. So
Uh-huh.
what I think my drive went out. That's what it is. So what I think I'm gonna wind up doing is buying the drive, taking that apart, putting the drive in. I might even change the board and then put it back, and then I got a 27-inch, probably faster.
Was it all in one?
Yeah, it's all in one of the big ones, and that one's easier to do. That
Mm.
front, I mean, I've done stuff with it before. All you do is you put the suction cups on it, and the glass comes right off. It's magnetic. It's not glued on. So once you get a grip on it and you pull it off, just put it to the side, and that's your screen and everything else is right there. You just unplug it, and everything's right there. You can change your drive, you can change everything in there, and the board is changeable too. So I might find out if I can get a better board to put in there with a new processor and everything, put it in, then I'll have a 27-inch home built Apple, you know?
Yeah.
So I keep saying I'm gonna do it. That's why I haven't give my daughter wanted. That's why I wouldn't give it to her. I knew eventually I was gonna work on it. Just haven't needed to.
Just take everything out of it and turn it into a Windows computer, the Mac case.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Mm.
I probably could. The only thing is the screen's not as good as the screen I got here. It's an older screen, you know?
Mm.
Well, that's what sucks about all-in-ones. That's one of the downfalls of them, you know, if the screen goes out and the whole damn computer's shot, unless you get the
Yeah.
screen replaced. And a lot of times they're so expensive to get fixed, it's not worth it.
Yep.
You can still plug an extra monitor onto it all-in-one though.
Yeah, I mean, you could plug one into the back of it.
Mm.
But it would suck having a dead screen just sitting on your desk.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But then again, if you had an Apple computer, that would suck and all. Sorry, Joe.
Mm.
But Dominic getting another sponge bath, huh?
Trying.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah, that's what it is. He said, I'll stay here a couple more days. They want to feed me and give me sponge bath. He probably had Vegemite toast and porridge. I'll tell you, Dominic probably splurged. He said he went to the supermarket, probably got all kind of stuff, eggs and stags and all kind of stuff, pancakes.
I couldn't eat the same thing for breakfast every morning. I'd get old. He's eating porridge every day for like 5 years, he said, or some shit.
See,
I couldn't do
porridge
that.
is nice for breakfast.
Not every
I'll have
fucking
to-
day. Eggs and bacon
I
are
couldn't do it
nice
every
too,
day.
but I wouldn't want to eat them every single day for breakfast.
Oh, I could do that.
I like to have a variety of different foods.
Yeah. Sometimes I have porridge. Sometimes I have cereal. Usually Weetabix. Sometimes a bacon sandwich. Sometimes toast and jam.
Someone's selling a grandfather clock on eBay,
Sometimes a
and
sausage sandwich.
it says bargain buy grandfather clock, only £27. And then it says you can buy the mechanisms extra on an extra listing. Gives the listing, you go over, they're £100.
Mm.
So he's taken all the insides out, selling the actual casing. But if you want the actual insides, you got to pay £100. Robbie bastard.
That
So
or
Unless-
he's making
Unless you-
casings and he's buying the inserts separately,
Yeah.
all the mechanical stuff and selling it separately.
Yeah, Paul, I heard from my attorney.
Oh, did you? What'd he say?
Yeah. Said that everything is being processed, that they've asked for a couple of pieces of paper, a couple more pieces of medical documents, so they've got them. And he said they're processing that through the doctors right now. And they said it's still patience time, like that. Still have patience.
Does he have any idea or?
He said he can't give a time frame. He said because he said he's working with he's at 130 clients. That group that I'm working with got 130 clients.
Any of
And he
them,
said,
got-
and
any of them gotten paid yet?
he said some of them has. He said what's happening is it's running about 3 months behind everything because he said it's one law firm handling it for JAG, and it seems like they're just overwhelmed with it, But that sounds like the military to me. That sounds like they've got somebody that went in with the lowest bid, and then it's gonna happen. Just gotta wait.
Or it's like an Aaron Brockovich type thing going on, like some little law firm decided to take a big case on,
Yeah,
and it's just straining them, but then they'll end up making a big win at the end.
yeah.
I was
Hurry up.
actually
As long as I win.
I was only about a 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive from Hinkley where the whole Aaron Brockovich thing took place. I knew a
Yep.
bunch of people in Hinkley, California. My stepmom from my dad's second marriage, her and her whole family were from Hinkley. And a
We've
bunch
got
of them
Hinkley.
had
Hinkley's
a bunch of,
So,
I was gonna say a
so
bunch of them had a bunch of weird shit from all that chromium-9 that was in the ground.
Yeah.
No,
know,
Hinkley in the UK is near Leicestershire. It's where they make the Triumph motorbikes.
Hey guys, let me make you feel better about your leader. Right? I can honestly,
can't.
I tell you
He's
this.
dead.
No. I can guarantee this will make you feel better. Right. Our
He's done.
Prime Minister decided to announce the general election in the middle of a massive fucking rainstorm and got absolutely soaked. Right? That's his first mistake. Yesterday,
Just to be clever, he put it on your Independence Day.
yeah, right. But then, yesterday, he went to Wales, right? And he said to the people of Wales, "Are you all looking forward to the Euros and football this summer?" Wales did not qualify. Right? So you've got the English Prime Minister rubbing it in the Welsh fans. Today, they sent him to Ireland where the Titanic was built, right? And the Titanic Museum. And he made the biggest gaffe. He said, "You've got to be proud of the Titanic, the best ship Ireland has ever made. It sank on its maiden voyage, you dickhead." Someone is really, really badly advising him.
No, we still don't feel bad. We don't feel good about him.
Well, There's a temporary flight restriction for around Wembley.
Yeah,
For
it's the FA Cup.
no, for the weekend after.
Yes,
For the
Champions League.
Champions League final, because City won it last year, the finals in the UK.
Yes, you got the Champions League, FA Cup tomorrow, Championship on Sunday, and then Champions League next week.
Dominic says he took the menu from the hospital and went to the supermarket. I don't know what that means.
Means he ordered everything on it.
It means he didn't want anything off the menu, so he went to the shop in the hospital.
I think he ordered everything on it. Watch. So my Marine Corps son called me today, and he said, and he goes, you know, working in this unit is going to make me a dick. He said, I'm going to be a dick like this. He said, what is with you enlisted personnel? To me, he said, you enlisted personnel that when you flip to be an officer, you think you got to have everything handed to you. I said, well, I didn't flip to be an officer, so leave me alone, sir. He and a warrant officer got into it today. He told the warrant officer, he said they were trying to get a plane out, and one of the planes, they had two planes up for a cross-country flight. One of the planes went down with a wheel, with a tire. So the other plane, there was something wrong where they had to go pull a third plane from another day to use it, because they couldn't use this other plane. So they had to get clearance, and everybody could give clearance, but what was it? Ordnance. So ordnance had to check and make sure everything was loaded. They called ordnance and nobody was there. And then finally, when they got a hold of ordnance got chewed. And he was the warrant officer from ordnance, and he came in and he said, we had two of them cleared. He said, well, I wasn't the one making this call. It was the CO. So you need to talk to the CO first off. He said, and when we tried to get y'all, we couldn't get y'all. And we're here at 5. He said, we're here at 4:30 in the morning. We called y'all at 6:30 in the morning. There's nobody there. We didn't get y'all till almost 7:30, like that. And he said, well, I was there at 6:30, so we didn't answer the phone. Just like that to him. He said, just like that to him.
Well, when it comes down to it, whoever's the highest ranking has the last word anyway, so.
Yeah, and he has the last word on that one with the guy. And he says, he says, I'm supposed to be the nicest guy. He says, you know me, I'm nice. He said, since I've been in this unit, I'm a dick, and I'm going to completely be one now. He was like, he said, it's changing his whole attitude, the way he talks to him.
Well, I mean, you can be nice with your guys, but you can only be so nice being an officer. I mean, you have to be somewhat strict.
And he's understanding that, because he got his ass chewed the other day. He made a decision on a plane, and he said, yeah, use the backup like that, and got called into the CO's office, and the CO told him straight out, that's not your decision. It was not your decision. CO went off on him.
If he's the highest ranking officer there at the time, then it's got to be his
no,
decision.
the CO's still on the base, but he's the mount out officer. So he's the one that makes the call, but he's still got to get permission to do that through the CO. And the CO was there. He could have called and made it. But he said, I thought I was doing right. He said, I'll be honest with you. He said, because what we took is a backup plane to take the place of that plane, which we do all the time. But this plane was scheduled for something the next day, and they didn't know they were going to have a plane ready for that one. But they had to get the plane out that day. He said the CO jumped them, and then he just basically put him in his place and said, if you need to make that, you give me a call. Let me make that decision, because it's my plane. My planes, like this. I don't want you making that decision. And he said, and then that was about a week ago. And he said, then it happened again. He made a phone call. CO says, yeah, go ahead. You know, he just wants to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
but
that
then
CO,
the
everybody's
decision is his, and anything that goes wrong is
Yeah.
on him. Then, yeah, I
But-
can
but-
understand
but-
that.
But the deal is that this CO, he's got 8 more days. And then he leaves. And that everybody's glad he's leaving. This is going to change the whole world the way it's going to be with them. Because this guy is so, he doesn't give anybody authority to do anything. Whereas the new CO coming in probably will. So he'll be able to say, yeah, do that. Yeah, but let me tell you what the number one priority is right now in his life. And he says, this is ridiculous. He says, the way it works in the Marine Corps is when you have a change of command, the old CO goes out and gets his pictures with the planes, with his family, with the planes on tarmac, because every plane has got the CO's name on it somewhere, you know, in the same place, so that's the CO of that squadron. It's on there. The new CO's coming in and needs to get pictures on the plane, so they've been ordered not to paint the planes yet, not to paint over them yet, and Nick's got to find, because he's the maintenance officer, right? He's got to find somebody to come out, and what they do is it's a little aluminum plate. They got to get these aluminum plates for these planes, paint the other CO's name on it that are magnetic to the plane. They set up to the plane some kind of way. And they're going to have to put those on the plane so that the new CO can get his pictures. Then when the old CO goes out there, they can take them off.
crazy.
I know. He said, why can't the CO go get his freaking pictures done? And then we paint them and have them for the new one, you know?
Well, besides that, with AI, you don't need to have that plate on there. You just
Oh, I guarantee you.
do it afterwards.
Honestly, that just sounds like a big waste of money anyway. Who cares if somebody's name's on the plane?
I agree.
Uh-huh.
Well, when he called me, I said, okay, so you've had a good week or a bad week? I said, because you're going home. Huh? It was early. He says, yeah, I cut everybody loose 11:30. He said, we got a 4-day weekend, so we could cut people loose. I cut everybody loose. I'm out. I'm not going back till Tuesday.
Yeah, especially as much as the military moves shit around too. Like, you're gonna pay all that
Yeah.
money to have those plates put on, and then what if a month later they say, "Oh, we need the CEO here, and we're gonna put somebody else here," and then you got to pay for it to have it done again.
Yeah, that's
Freaking
why
waste of
what they
damn
do,
time.
and they're paying for it with their groups. You know, it's like the stuff gets reused, but it's not the point. Somebody's got to take
Yeah,
the
but
time to do it.
right, you're still paying for that labor regardless when they could be doing something more productive, you know?
And then they've got a civilian crew that works there that are all the big engineers, that all of these guys that what they do,
What's up, David?
the Marine Corps does repairs with these guys, but they do repairs too. You see what I mean? It's like,
Private
I'm trying to think
contractors?
what he called them. It's like
Private
contractors. Yeah.
PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got contractors there. So one of the main contractors today went in there and had a fit and told Nick, he said, I'm sorry, I can't deal with the CO with the way he's doing things here. I'm putting him, I'm resigning. He said, well, the guy's leaving in 8 days. He said, I already found a better job. I can't do it. He said, because every time we start to do something, we know what we're doing. We can get this fixed. He wants to do it a different way. Or he comes out and he says, nope, not happening. Like they had a one plane that has a wire problem. And what they got to do, they got to remove the wing to rewire it, right? The contractor came in and he said, y'all getting off today. We got 5 shifts between the time y'all come back. It's going to take us 3 shifts to do it. Like that. So we'll have it ready for when y'all back Tuesday. They forwarded on. Nick said he wasn't about to approve that. So he forwarded it on. And then when he forwarded on, the CO said, denied, just denied. That's all he got back. So the contractor got pissed off and took the other job. Right? So he's going to be leaving in a couple of weeks. Nick talked to the CO today, and the CO, because he went to tell the CO something else, and the CO said, yeah, so you've been trying to get to me all day. Let me explain why I denied it. And that was the first thing I've ever heard out of him about the CO. That makes sense, because that's what the CO, you just don't say deny it, like that. Tell him why. Let him know what you're thinking, so that in the future he knows what you're thinking, or he knows what you were thinking in case he needs to do that thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I know there's only 3 shifts that they said they could do it, but that plane is going to be needed next week. And then we can't support another plane if something happens and it takes them longer than 3 shifts. We have to make sure we got backup planes before. And he said, as of right now, we don't have the backup planes for it. He said, so I'd rather wait till next week and then do it with the backup planes. And Nick said that made perfect sense,
Makes no sense to me, because all it means is you've got that plane out of action for even longer than it was going to be.
Well, that plane's out of action, but the planes that are right now in action can cover everything through next week. And then when one of them gets back, then he'll be a backup plane to this plane. That's what they're talking about.
Maintenance on military
It
planes
don't
are
make any
insane.
sense.
It does and it don't. It's both ways.
Until it's fixed. If they can
Yeah.
fix it this weekend and it's ready for Monday or Tuesday, then great.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about
what he said.
government.
But he's also saying, but if some they come up with a complication in there and they can't fix it, the plane's down anyway, then they're gonna have to use a different plane for something
Yeah,
else,
well,
and then it'll be a backup plane off of somebody else.
And
They're
honestly,
still
if
going
it's
to have to, but if they're not going to be able to start fixing it for another 2 weeks, they've still
still
got
dead.
another backup plane to get.
Well, I agree. They don't want to have something happen with the backup plane in the midst of it, to where either way they're out of plane.
It don't matter.
Either way.
That plane's out of action, full stop,
Yeah.
until it's fixed. Get it fixed straight
I
away.
agree. I'm with you on that. But you
Oh, yeah,
gotta
but-
realize military is different. Military thinks different.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna have contractors fixing shit, then you shouldn't, honestly, the military guys shouldn't have anything to do with it as far as overseeing that, because that's what the contractor's job is. Come in
Yep,
and fix
the
the shit.
CO. But that main CO is the guy that is the final say so.
And then you have like what you would have, because there's some contracting companies that work with the military, they have the liaisons that kind of just oversee what they're doing, but they pretty much do their own shit. Oh, Tim is still alive.
And you say one of the planes for was out because of a wheel. How long does it take
Yep.
to change the wheel?
It shouldn't take long.
So why didn't they just change it?
I'm not the one to know. It could have been, it might have to go back, and it may take a day to fix it, but fix it, Because as soon as they go down, they start working on them. But this one is a major job, so that's why they've got to get approval to go a certain way with it. And like this contractor said, like you were saying, Justin, the contractor told Nick, he said, the CO just needs to let us do our job. We know what we're doing.
Right, it's just let them do it you give them a schedule and then you let them do their thing.
Yep.
But micromanaging contractors isn't gonna help.
Yeah, that's what the CO does, micromanage everybody. See, when I was at 29 Palms, I was in the purchasing, contracting, subsistence side with food. And I was military. I had we had contractors. I worked with a contractor. And I had more leeway than the contractor because she didn't want to work in the first place. So I did all the ordering. So I was ordering all the food for the base, getting all the stuff in. And I could make a decision off of my 4216 Echo Marine Corps order. But I had to ask her, but technically half of the time I didn't ask her at all, based on the fact that I was going by Marine Corps order. And she never questioned when I did something, and the captain told me, he said, because I told him one day, I said, look, I can't stand the fact that I'm working the full day, all day, and she sits over there, talks to all the other contractors. They just sit around drinking coffee. And he told me,
What,
I'll take care of it, just chill. You know,
do they do any of the stealth fighters or anything like that? Or is it just all cargo type
Oh,
planes and stuff?
no, where he's at right now, he's in a Harrier group.
Uh,
Yeah, he's got the last Harrier group the Marine Corps has.
yeah, they're phasing those out with the
So-
F-35B.
So in the next
C.
year or two, he'll be phased out of that one.
It's either the F-35B or C. It's the one that lands vertically. There's 3 different
Yeah, he's in,
variations of that
he's in the
plane.
last one. And he said, these planes are down all the time.
Oh, they're old too. The Harriers are from what, the 80s or 70s? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
that's an
said, but they
ancient
gotta
plane.
make sure they got like a checklist, about seven groups after ordnance, maintenance. It's a whole bunch of places. He was listening today that everybody's got to check off on his plane before it gets in the air.
Yeah, they're going to be replacing that with the F-35 soon. As soon as they get those, they'll end up replacing them because that's what you're going to start seeing on all the Marine carriers, the helicopter carriers.
Yeah.
Because the Marine Corps has got, I think, I don't know. Those are classified as Marine Corps. The
Yeah,
helicarriers.
that's all Marine Corps.
Yeah, there's 9
Yeah.
of those, and then 11 super carriers. Those are the ones for doing amphibious assaults and stuff that have the hovercraft and all that shit in them.
Right. Yep. But he's starting to understand a little bit. But I know he was glad to get out of there today. He's going home for 4 days, 3.5. He won't have to go back till Tuesday morning. Oh. So yesterday at the funeral, I kept picking the baby up. She kept coming over to me and I kept picking
Hi,
her up.
David,
Kept picking her up.
Steve.
My back hurts today.
Hey, Steve, good morning. I'm sorry I missed you in the chat, Steve Carpenter.
Yeah, AZ's here too.
Yep, I saw David, yep.
I told my daughter she got to stop feeding that girl as much as she's feeding it because that girl's getting heavy. We went to my cousin's house after the funeral, and they had food and all this stuff like I was saying, and it was graham crackers, and they had a lot of desserts, but they had a little thing of graham crackers there. One of the people sitting there had a graham cracker on the plate, and Lily walks over there, looks at it, just reaches over, takes it, and walks off. Just took it off her plate.
They're nice with soft cream cheese on.
Yep. And then Becca, my
Or
cousin's
dumped coffee.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, my cousin's stepdaughter, Becca, she said she would trade. She said, I'll trade you two of my sisters for her, like that. But I got to keep the younger sister because she's cool. And the other two said, wait a minute, we're adults. You can't trade us. I said, you could just have her. I don't want none back. Just take her.
Look, I opened the door here before and you wouldn't. Wow.
I did not go fly today.
You were gonna go.
Yeah, my son, I ran and grabbed my son a smoothie today. It came and asked me if I go grab him one. So one got him one, got me one, came back here and I started drinking it. And my back started hurting. And it was like, I even had problems getting out the car.
Here's the forecast for tomorrow in Port Huron. Look for some sun and
All right,
thunderstorms.
I'm gonna jump
With a
off,
high
guys.
of
I got a
77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Say hi
and
to
a
Tim
low of
for us.
long,
60 degrees.
Now,
yeah,
you
I got a
got-
long
you-
night,
You,
long
you're,
night of streaming ahead of me.
you're doing a stream tonight, Justin?
Yeah, because we got the big Fortnite update and everything, so Jason and everybody's playing tonight, so,
Okay,
but I'll catch y'all later.
Thanks
Okay.
for Jason.
take care.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
I
can't
didn't see
remember
Lance in
when-
a couple of days, huh?
No, well,
No.
it's a long
It's-
weekend and he's probably up at the cabin.
Yeah, I'm just going to say school out yet.
School ended this week, I think.
Mm.
Is school out yet?
Yeah, well, ours is only a mid-term holiday.
Yeah, 2
They,
weeks.
they're finishing for summer now. We don't finish for summer till the end of July.
Well, I don't know. Scotland finishes in a couple of weeks, and I think Wales finishes early as well. But the schools in Scotland go back in August. Okay. Laura said go to sleep. You leave that
For God's sake,
playing,
dog.
but try and go to sleep, okay? If you fall asleep, yeah, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, I was looking at Google Maps today, searching for a new place to go fly. And I think I found one. I just gotta go take a ride to it.
Uh-huh.
Well, that works. Yeah, they got a little town called Independence. It's a little north of Johnny.
Huh?
And Independence, there's a Pizza Hut right there. We used to have meetings at all the time. And I used to cut across Highway 40 coming back. And you get to one area about 2 or 3 miles into it, and you run up on a place that people go there. It's a little park right there on the Tchefuncte River, not the Tchefuncte River, the Tangipahoa River. And it's got a big sandbar, and they go out there, and it's like a little beach, and they tube on it and everything during the summertime. And I think I want to go right there and just follow the river down there a little bit and see what's on the river, because it looks like there's homes all along it. But it's right by the Hammond Airport, right? I just looked at
Sounds
it.
like
G Airspace.
sounds like an ideal clickbait to me.
Yep.
You go out there and you call the video Independence Day.
Hey. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but I'm looking at it, it is class G airspace, because I knew it was close to the airport, and I'll fall out. But the airport's got a good buffer of about 7 miles. So I should be able to have no issue with it. So I'm definitely gonna have to go up there. John is gonna say, where we're flying, I'm gonna say Independence. He gonna say, what? What? He said on the show the other day, he said, yeah, on Wednesday, they were talking about places to fly, and says, yeah, Captain Joe gets on the maps and scopes them up. Some crazy places. But that's the best way to find stuff. I want water, I want something like that. And that bayou, that little river, it's called the Tangible Hole River, the Tangible Hole Parish. But it's gonna be wide enough, but I shouldn't see a gator in it.
You actually get people fishing in them.
Oh yeah. That one I was in the other day, Bayou Paquette. That one right there. I wish I'd had a kayak. I don't want it. No, I wouldn't have wanted to be in a kayak because there's an alligator. But if you have a little bitty boat, you can get back up in there, and you could they probably have a rule for the boat out there. It's probably got to be a really small one. But maybe not. Could be a regular boat. I mean, there's some fish up in there because I was seeing a lot of ripples in the water as I was going near it. So it's probably bass, a lot of bass, a lot of perch, big perch. I may just wind up going out there early in the morning one day and fishing off that bridge again. Because we used to fish off there all the time.
Do you actually get pike over there?
No.
They're a long fish with a pointed snout and razor sharp teeth.
We have pike here called northern pike.
Yeah.
It's more up the north.
Because I mean we have perch and we have pike, and then we got something introduced to the Norfolk Broads that was not native to the Broads, but it's a zander, which is like a pike perch hybrid.
And we don't have those here.
We have sturgeon here. They're huge.
Yeah, sturgeon are big.
Yeah, but can you catch them?
Oh yeah.
There's some places they're protected.
They're protected because of caviar. Yeah.
Well, here, what it has to do is you have to have a stamp. You have to pay extra for sturgeon and some different species.
Yeah, like we do for salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have them down here actually too. If you can catch, I've never caught one. I've seen people that have, and you got to release them because down here it's like you keeping a bald eagle.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like trout. You're only allowed to keep so many trout. And I think with salmon, I think it's 2. I think you're allowed 2 salmon.
Well, Joe, what do you think? I think I'm going to call it.
Okay.
It's slow. Comments are coming in slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Fortnite crowd taking everything away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you all in
Catch
the
you later,
morning.
guys.
Take
I'll see
care,
y'all tomorrow.
Joe.
All right. See you all tomorrow.
Make yourself a nice big dinner, Joe.
Yeah. Got chicken.
There you
Later.
go.